Hello, consumers, and welcome back. I'm Altari, the professional gamer, and this is another episode of Creators of the Creation. This is the show where we go out into the creation and we find the people with interesting stories and even more interesting builds. And today, as we were exploring through the mountaintops of Tricasis, we felt a cold chill come over our shoulders, and as we crested over the mountaintop and looked down into the dark valley below, there it was, a dragon's head staring directly back at me. It was quite the terrifying and miraculous sight to see, and I just had to find the builders and interview them and get a tour. So in today's episode, we are touring the Black Company's Dragon Hold, and I'm calling it that because of the incredible dragon that is peering down at us from the mountaintop. This is an incredible build, and we are so thankful to Rank Badgin, the leader of the Black Company, as well as our wonderful tour hosts, Jaeron and Zedeskia. They both together pretty much built this entire build. It is truly incredible the work that two creative minds can do in Pax Dei. So I hope you all enjoy. This is a little bit longer of an episode, but there was just so much to cover. I didn't want to cut anything out. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video if you enjoy this kind of content, and share with any of your friends who are interested in seeing some awesome builds as well. This will be the last episode of Creators of the Creation filmed for the first alpha, so we will be going on a little bit of a hiatus till we get back into the game and have more to share, but stick around the channel as always and we will be there to give you all of that wonderful weekly Pax Day content. All right, Altari, take it away. All right, so I think I'm here. Is anybody inside? Anybody here to... Oh, Jaeron, Zedeskia, is that you?
Hi.
Hello.
Oh my lord. This is both an intimidating and awesome castle that you all have here. And everyone, this is Jaeron and Zedeskia. They're in the Black Company, and they are some of the builders responsible for building this incredible and intimidating castle for us to be going through today. I am so excited to have the opportunity. Thank you all for offering to do this. And yeah, go ahead and introduce yourselves. Jaeron, go ahead and start us off.
Yeah, sure. I'm Jaeron. Started in the Black Company in March, I think, just as the Pax Dei Discord opened, actually. And yeah, obviously I like building, so that's what I did during the alpha, mostly.
I couldn't tell. And then Zedeskia.
Yeah, I'm more of a decorator. I like adding the little details.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah,
Well, I'm excited to... Yeah, I'm excited to see the product of the fruits of your labor. So go ahead and lead on. Where are we going to first?
Sure. Well, first of all, the build wasn't really planned at all. We just came here and we had the spot in mind and we started building. But we totally misjudged the amount of space that we would need. So during the build, you will see that some parts are like sort of separated, but they are not. And this is because this is what the space we thought we needed. We ended up needing more space, and we just kept building outwards. So that being said, this is actually the latest part of the build. It's sort of how everything that we learned when we were building the rest came together. Like you can see a bit further down that way, we had a first try at making the skull. That was actually the original entrance.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah. Before that was it pretty much. And even the towers and stuff, it took a good while to learn how to make these and how the integrity works and all that. In the end, we just tore everything down and rebuilt it. So yeah, that's that. So outwards, like the kilns and the furnaces, they've always been outwards. You don't really need anything specific, just a big empty
Oh
space. So
my gosh. The woodwork on your towers.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of overdid it, I think. Well, the main
Overdid
issue I
it. This
had,
is insane. This is so
you know,
cool.
because they are so big, it's very difficult to make them look like something that is not like a big stone cylinder. So I tried different things to make them a bit more interesting. This was one idea that I had to do that.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's really
It took a
cool.
lot of it took a lot of time and deaths to get that going. But it's sort of stuck.
Yeah, what does the scaffolding even look like on that to be able to build those without dying every time you place?
That was one thing I learned to create scaffolding. At first I didn't. I just used the alt key. Alt key is your friend, by the way. It's
Yeah.
but yeah, we needed some scaffolding, and for like later projects as well. Yeah. So we tried to keep the crafting area close to the furnaces. It's like the little like smithing area. Some forges in the back and all that. Tried to keep
I
it a
like-
little bit separated.
I like how fluid it looks too. Very natural.
Yeah, we try to not make it a box, keep
Yeah.
it sort of coherent, but not too straightforward. The same goes for the other crafting areas. Like we kept just having these little nooks and crannies that we felt we could use for crafting areas. So just put benches there, expanded a little bit, made it a bit. Lots of containers. Storage is important. At the same time, we try to connect everything as well. Like there's stairs going up, you can go up the mountain there, you can go back down here. Try to keep everything interconnected. I think it's kind of cool and also practical, I guess.
Wow. And how many people call this place home?
Around about 15 to 20, I think.
Okay, wow. Yeah, it definitely can house a lot of people, I feel.
Yeah, the storage is a big learning point. Like the area we walk in now, like this little courtyard, this used to be everything. This was the original size of the plot. Like it would end here. So you can understand we really learned something there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, let's just go up this ladder. We'll go down backwards a little bit. Little walkway to look about. And these towers that we're walking into now were like the latest version of the towers that we built. So we really learned how to use the integrity to keep them all open, but still pretty tall. I really like this.
I like the ceiling that you have here.
Yeah, like many of these, you'll see more examples, but many of these things, they just happen. Like you're trying to make it work, and you're trying to get it to close up with some beams or whatever, and then you come down.
End up getting
and you're
these.
like, "Wow, yeah, that actually looks pretty cool."
Yeah.
The same kind of things actually. Like you're struggling to keep them closed, and then at some point you're like, "Oh, that's actually not too bad."
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. I mean, we didn't really need the space, as you can tell. So Zed did a good job at trying to make it look like it's used, with some tables and flowers and that kind of stuff.
This
Or
is
whoever has to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, exactly.
this is probably the most lavish watchtower that anyone could be stationed in that I've ever
Yeah.
seen. This is incredible.
Had to be working here, I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's so cool. Okay, we're going back down.
We're going back down. Yeah. Let's see. Well, this is the other tower. That's what we're looking at on that side. It's an
Okay.
exact copy of this.
And so this is over the skull, or I'm in the skull.
You're in the skull, yeah. You can even
Is this what they call living rent free in someone's brain?
exactly. Well, this is another walkway up to another tower, but we'll
Okay.
get there some other way.
Okay.
Because everything is connected, there's no worries about missing anything.
Yeah. The lighting that you've done in here as well is really well done. too.
Well,
Thank you.
Yeah, good
that's the
job.
thing. The game does the lighting really, really well. Like, it's almost a crime not to take advantage of it, you know. So we try to make like some interesting shapes for lights and shadows to catch on even the sun, and at night it even looks better, I think, with all the beams catching some of the light of the chandeliers. It's really one of the things we try to make work for us with these towers and spaces.
And you have so many like textures breaking up your flat faces of
Yeah.
like objects, so it really like scatters that light and makes it look more visually interesting as well. Really well done.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mentioned it before, but with these large structures, it's a challenge to keep them interesting, you know, and not overwhelming. So that's one of the things we try to achieve with like these little pillars sticking out, and I don't know, chandeliers and braziers and all the beams, just to break it up a bit, keep it interesting.
Yeah, this is insane. This is so cool.
Yeah. Oh, what else is there? Here's more storage. I mean, lots of people, lots of things they do with items and whatnot. So we try to keep them here. Luckily, there's enough space for all these big structures. Like, we sort of try to prevent all these random boxes standing here and there, but it still happens. Yeah. What can you do? Always another like warehouse kind of structure.
Yeah.
Boxes. So one of the first things that we did when we decided to settle here was to check if we could make it up the mountain with some stairs. That's good. The idea was to have like a little crafting area down here, do all the gathering, crafting, and all that, and then have our stuff, like the things we want to keep, up in the keep upstairs. And that's where the roofing really started, you know. It was a pretty big building that we're going to walk into now, at the time, I should say. That was my first clash with the roofing system, so to speak. I tried to keep it interesting and not have like this kind of standard roof, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Try to break away from the obvious a bit. What we're walking into now is this square building where we're standing in now, and it's joined by two towers, with like the similar structure of the other two that you've seen. So,
Wow, this is incredible.
Yeah.
Oh,
this
you've got
here is
storage
Rank's
down here.
office. Oh,
This is
basically-
Rank's office?
This
Yeah.
is Rank's office, yeah. He spends
Oh
his
boy.
time- If you have to come here, you're in trouble, you know.
Yeah, well, I'll make my way out of that. Don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, what can I say? He has a pretty nice view, you know.
Yeah,
It helps.
definitely.
Helps.
keep him at peace, I guess. You want him to have a nice view.
Exactly. This is probably my favorite area of the place, because you keep having these little ways to switch the building. Like now we're in the tower. This is like the square structure again. Go back to the other tower. It sort of feels very fluid.
Yeah. Oh, I see how you... Ah, I see the tricks.
Yeah, these are the tricks.
With
This was my...
the stone pillars coming up the center there. Very
Yeah,
smart.
This is how I tried to make the roofing like sort of work. The original concept was to make a roof that looks like dragon scales.
Okay. I think you kind of got pretty on point with that.
I mean, it reminds you a little bit of it, but the main thing I learned from it was that how you can make a square roof essentially using only these corner pieces, which was a lesson I used a lot in the rest of the game, as you can tell. All these roofs are pretty much the corner pieces.
Yeah, this is insane. And I bet it's a little bit more cost efficient too to do it this way as well.
I don't know. You have to ask Zed. She grinded all the resources. So.
Oh my goodness. I am so sorry.
I mean, it was worth it, so all good.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is incredible. I think it's safe to say that I have not seen a more interesting roof on any other building in the game to this point.
I mean, roofs are one of those things, you know, they're really tricky, but if
Yeah.
you get them to work for you, they add a lot of variety and like something that still ties everything together, because everything has a roof, you know.
That's what I tell people. I tell them, for builders, roofing is end game. Like, if you can get roofs done right, then you've won the building game at this point. Like,
and
I think you're pretty much there. You've done a good job.
I mean, I'm still discovering some stuff. These are just triangular pieces. Like from here, you can get a good view on those towers as well at the entrance.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty much the standard roofing that I came up with using those corner pieces. But then again, I tried to do some different things as well, like the tall tower directly in front of us. It's sort of, how to say, it has a steeper angle. You know what I mean? So I tried to add some variety within that general concept using the corner pieces.
That is so cool.
So this is more like a chapel structure.
Yeah, this is our chapel. It's probably the only thing that wasn't made by us. It was made by somebody else on the guild.
Nemo,
oh.
Right?
Yeah.
Very, very, like, it feels like a monastery on a tower, on like a mountaintop. It has that feel to it. I love it.
Yeah, that's originally from Spain, and you actually have these kind of chapels up in the mountains, and they look exactly like this. It's pretty cool.
Oh, and I see that you have a couple of walkways even onto your roofs here as well. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's multiple ways to get everywhere. Let's go down first. We can get to the fun part later. I mean, if you still want to see other stuff, then later on we can.
Oh yes.
Just run around if you feel like. So this tower to our right, it's this practical was pretty much the tightest staircase that I could sort of build to get all the way up to the mountain. Our clanmates, he put his plot up there for something we wanted to build. He had to get out, obviously, so this is the solution. But, from a distance, it's just really tall and skinny. It's kind of funny, but it doesn't look awful. It's very practical. So.
Yeah, it's how you get to the top.
Yeah, that sort of ties within the whole rocky thing. Like, I'm not sure if you noticed, but we really try to let the rock come through all the stone structures. Like, it sort of grew from there, you know?
Yeah. Wow. The biggest challenge for me right now is just making sure I capture all of it so that the viewers can see everything. This is so difficult to keep it all in one frame.
Yeah, we struggle with it too. Like, I mean, your viewers are welcome. Oh, you're not going to release the video. I was going to say you're welcome to join us or keep the video. So this was the first tower, like the proper tower that I made before we were sort of done with the crafting area. We tried making some towers, but they were not working with the integrity. So then I found a spot that was empty at the time, which is here, and I started to really work on trying to figure out how to build like a big old tower. That's a product of this. There's a funky roof. If you're interested in funky roofs, then you can check it out. We can also see the roof from up top, actually. So
okay, yeah, we'll go up top.
later if you want. So I had some free time. I like to build. Then I thought, let's make something really big that looks a bit out of character. And that's how this big structure came to be.
Oh.
Bit mysterious and out of place, like it's like the I'm not sure what the word is in English, but you know, in a group of people there's always a person that doesn't really fit in, but he's part of the group anyway, you know? Yeah, that's this building.
That looks almost menacing to walk into.
Yeah, it's kind of ominous, right? Like eerie.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to.
The light here is really beautiful, depending how it hits.
Yeah.
Oh wow. This almost looks like a where someone gets prosecuted. Like a
Yeah.
judge's chamber almost or something like that. This is so cool.
Exactly. First, I was thinking maybe we should make it like an infirmary hospital kind of thing, but it just sort of came to be this, and it's like a place where judgment is passed. So I think it's
And the roof is kind of a place for punishment. You'll see.
Oh no. Oh boy. Here we go.
yeah, it's not that bad. It's observed, I guess. But yeah, again, we try to use the lighting with all these beams and like these big
Yeah.
stone structures with lots of edges, you know, to keep it interesting.
With the sun coming from the outside in.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
depends
this
on the
looks
time
cool.
of day, but at some point you really get these gold rays to shine through, you know, through all the gaps in the beams.
Oh man. So when you're building these things, how do you go about the creative process? Like, do you have some people use inspiration? They'll look online and they'll get some inspiration, or do you just kind of start building? I've noticed that a lot of your builds have very geometric shapes to them. Do you just go for symmetry and obviously not just square boxes, but you go for more complex geometries and then add the symmetry in later? Or what's kind of your methodology for finding inspiration?
Well, when we came here, we were obviously trying to build into the rock. I try to keep like general concepts in mind. A dwarven keep, for example. So it's pretty angular and geometric, as you said, built into the rock. But at some point, the whole thing just started to be a concept of its own. It wasn't really that necessary. And there were also some general, how to say it, rules that you try to follow when you're building stuff. Like to add diversity, but not to make it too chaotic. You know, it's a balance that you have to try and find. Yeah, just to create shapes or like spaces that are interesting, but not overwhelming. That's pretty much what I was trying to do all the time. And I was just having fun, you know. It's not like I'm some creative genius or something. I was just really enjoying it, and I had some time. I took the week off. You just have to be patient. Tear it down if it doesn't look good. Don't give up on it. Just keep doing it until it looks like it's something nice.
Yeah, something nice is an understatement here. This is really cool. You've done a great job.
It depends on how often you want to break it down, right? You haven't seen what was here before. Like, I don't know. At some point, you just have to say, okay, enough is enough. You know, nobody's gonna ever see this thing that you're doing now. It's stupid. So this is what is known as the Biergarten, which is German. It means beer garden. I didn't think of the word. I'm not German. It's basically a garden where you drink beer, as you might imagine.
Yeah, I see the garden part, and we just need the beer in game, and you'll have both of those boxes checked.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is all of Zed's hard work, all the feng shui decoration that you see here.
Wow. I bet Rank is very happy with this.
Yeah.
And the punishing part is that once they're judged, we come here, they get drunk, and then we push them from here.
Oh, every group that I have gone and done Creators of the Creation, I feel like everyone has a diving board.
Yeah.
Now, up until this point, everyone's had water at the bottom. But there's definitely, oh man, this is a far way down.
This was like a happy little accident, you know. I was trying to get the roofing on this place to look like something, and then it just ended up being like this because it doesn't connect properly. You have this funny shape, and now it looks like a slide or something like that.
Yeah.
Something shoot like a rocket off. It's
This is where the fireworks get shot off.
exactly.
Yeah.
And
That
here you
is-
can also really
oh.
you see the engine doing its work, you know, with this moss growing in between the tiles.
Yep.
It sort of knows where it's connecting to something else, and it just starts growing moss there. I think it's just so.
Yeah. And I'm looking off to my left-hand side here, and I see this giant head that is peering over this entire keep.
Oh, the dragon's head.
Yeah, that is incredible from this angle. This is so cool.
I mean, it's Zed's having nightmares from the I kept telling her Zed more beams, like I don't know, twice every 10 minutes. That's an exaggeration, but that was fun. That was really fun. Project.
Yeah.
My wood coating is 60.
Yeah.
Oh my. That might be one of the highest skill levels in woodcutting in game right now. This is the master woodcutter.
So there's multiple ways to get up there. This was the original plan, but we ran into some plot problems, so you're gonna have to climb a bit. That will be fine, and if not,
It's okay.
Zed can rest. Yeah.
I try to never skip leg day, so.
Well, that's good. And you can mostly just walk up on it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Just jump a little bit. It's fine.
And here's the dragon.
Oh,
It's chunky.
is there a door? Can we go inside?
Yeah, one person
Oh.
at a time, I think. Or maybe 2 people can fit. It should be fine. It should be fine.
Oh. Is there... Okay. I'm like
Yeah,
looking
there's
through it. I'm like, am I gonna
You
fall
can get
through?
This was the
Okay.
original diving board, you know?
Yeah. Is there a way to stop you when you get to the end? The edge here?
Yeah. It's fine.
Oh boy. Yeah. This is a really, really terrifying place to be standing right now.
It's right. Yeah. This is where you go after judgment has been passed.
Yeah. Wow. I feel like this is actually where Rank gives his speeches to all of you. This is where it has to happen. This is incredible.
Down in the courtyard yelling at him. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, it was a how to say a lesson in geometry to get it to look like something that's not a chicken or something. It took a lot of time to get the shape right, but I don't know. I'm kind of happy with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even close up, it looks really cool. Just, you can see how many different shapes and sizes you had to, like, put together geometrically to get this thing to work.
Yeah.
It looks really
and
cool.
Again, the biggest challenge here was to keep it symmetrical, because what happened was I was just adding beams and removing beams on one side to try to get some shape going that made it look more like a dragon. And then I completely forgot what I did on the other side. I was like, oh man. So I just ended up doing 3 beams on one side and then on the other side, and just keep working back and forth until it looked like something.
Wow.
It was really fun.
Yeah, nicely done.
You know, you can see it from the distance as well. So this is one of the things I like about building in general as well in Pax Dei, that it just renders completely
Right.
in sync with the landscape. It just becomes part of it. That's why it makes sense to build something so big, because you can see it from really far away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is so cool. And how many plots do you think this entire build is, just for people who haven't played the game yet? Like, if you had to approximate, if every last square inch of this build was claimed by a plot, how many do you think we would have here?
Probably less than you think, maybe like 9 or 10, something like that.
For, like, the entirety of this whole castle, too?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Also because it's connected to the mountain, it gave us a lot more space because you can build up so much.
Right. So you're getting a lot more vertical space.
Yeah.
That's and there are some gaps as well. Like there's this empty space in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
Slowed down, and there's not a lot there. We were sort of smooshed in between the road and the mountain, so to speak. But you know, we didn't plan any of it, so we just started building on the side, and then we just work with whatever you got. You know, that's the most fun for us.
Yeah,
I'm
this is...
not a planning person, so I just like to keep working with what's happening and what I feel like I should be doing.
Yeah, this is so cool.
And you get a nice view. Well, we can go down that way. It's basically we'll end up where we exited the squarish building that ranks over us. We can go down. I don't know. Is there anything you want to see or ask or something like that?
Well, while we're heading out and ending things for it, is there anything that you all wanted to share with new players, or maybe players that haven't had the option to build like this in a large setting and all of that? And you know, what have you learned from this Pax Dei Alpha, and what are you excited for in the future?
It's a difficult question because for me it was just having fun and trying out stuff. And I think there's no like cookie cutter way to make something good. You kind of have to explore it yourself and just keep working on it. But I guess like having a common theme that you want something to tie into, because if you are doing multiple structures and they're all wildly different, that's kind of a bit chaotic. So the main thing that I would say is to have some uniformity, but create enough diversion within it. I don't know, I used to paint Warhammer as well. I guess you can say it now because it got kind of cool. But these are kind of concepts that you use in that setting as well. So I guess that kind of helped to apply here too. And what I would like to see, I mean, there's the obvious stuff like having some extra stone arches or flags and banners and all that stuff. But the unpopular opinion that I have is that it would be really cool if this place would be sieged, you know, because it looks good and that's good. You know, don't get me wrong. What I would like is it for me to be functional as well. Like, it needs to be able to do something against the environment. Whether that's like a horde of fanatics or other players, it's all good. I would like to have the challenge of adding some functional necessities while keeping it look nice. That's something that I'm looking forward to have to do with building.
Yeah, that's definitely something that I feel like a lot of players are interested in learning more about. Like, if we'll be able to have our building sieged either by other players or by other NPCs that exist in the world. And I'm definitely interested to kind of hear where Mainframe is going to go with all of that, because I feel like there's a lot of potential for that as well. And I kind of also, I mean, you know, there's going to be PvP zones and stuff like that too, so it makes me wonder, is this going to be something that we would see in more of a PvP zone, or how that is going to work too? But it would be a shame to, in the final release of this game, to have a castle like this and not watch as trebuchets are flinging rocks into it, and there's this huge battle going on outside the gates, and just the cool factor for this is just off the charts.
It's a castle, you know, it has to be sieged sometimes. Why else?
Exactly. And it would give you an excuse to build back stuff bigger and better because it got destroyed in the last siege.
yeah, exactly. I mean, at some point, due to some bug or something, because it's an alpha, stuff just disappeared. And I was like, oh man, yeah, we get the build again.
Yeah. That was the exact feeling that a lot of the builders that I've spoken to so far, they've all had that similar sentiment, like, oh no, my stuff was destroyed. I guess I'll just build it again, but better.
Yeah.
Like, they were not sad about it at all. I mean, obviously, if this was a finished game, it would be a little sad because you want these things to have some longevity to them, but you know,
Yeah,
it's fun to test it and see the limits that you can take the game.
yeah, that's true. I mean, it depends on the player, right? Like for me, I mean, I would be a little bit sad if it would be destroyed or something, but that even if it was like a continuous game, not an alpha. But the main enjoyment I got out of it was building it and having people walk around and use the crafting stations and put their stuff in the box that I placed for them just to put their stuff in and these kind of things. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm really excited about the game. I have faith that it's going to be amazing. And the alpha has been great as well. They wanted to showcase the building and to test the building. I think the building system is great. You can do some really nice things with it. So if they keep that up for the other systems as well, it's going to be really awesome.
Yeah. And I feel like if anyone had any doubts about the building system after seeing this interview for creators of the creation, they will have doubts no more. It truly is.
So, right?
Yeah, I honestly, like, I've seen some great builds, but the level of detail and creativity in this build is very, very intricate and just really well done. You all did a great job. So, Zedeskia, was there anything that you wanted to say to the viewers? Your insights on the game as an interior decorator, I guess. Do you have any inputs or opinions on that?
I do hope we get more props and maybe like at some point be able to sit on the chairs and this basic stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it will come, so I'm not worried.
Yeah.
And as for new players, I think the main thing will be for them to start looking for a guild, because this game, it really enriches the feeling of playing with other people. Playing alone is just not the same.
Yeah,
definitely.
And on that note, huge thanks to Rank and the rest of the Black Company. I mean, I've just been building here. They've been feeding me gear and mods and everything, and at the same time, I've been having the feeling that I was able to do something for them as well. It's not like I was being babysit, and this sort of interaction within the clan is really great. So shout out to the clan.
Yeah, and thanks again to you all for building this amazing structure for us to showcase today. Thanks to Rank and the Black Company for providing you all with the ability to make such an incredible castle and an incredible build. And with that, I think we're gonna sign off. So thank you again. I really do appreciate getting the opportunity to just tour around this. My jaw literally is still in my lap, so I'm gonna have to find a way to fix that, because it just jaw dropping everything that I've seen here today. But thank you again. I really do appreciate it. And I can't wait to see what you all make in the next alpha, the next beta, the next early access. I hope you'll have me back to showcase more of the awesome builds that you have in the future. But yeah, thanks again.
Thank
of course,
you.
man. Hope to see you there too.
Yeah.